Hi, it's Sarah here. How you doing? I hope you're having a great day today. We are going to be using the Christ unwinding technique today to help you release anger and frustration. And then we're going to be doing a short talk about anger and frustration afterwards with just a few other little tips and tools to help you deal with it. So if you haven't used the Christ unwinding technique before, it is a technique I developed with Yeshua back in 2018. It is a technique to help you release stuck emotional energy and help you change limiting beliefs and thought patterns. Although it is called the Christ unwinding technique, it has nothing to do with Christianity. Christ light is just energy from source, from God. It is God's love. So it doesn't matter what religion you are. It doesn't matter whether you're an atheist. It's going to work for everybody. And the other thing that you need to know with using this technique is that you will be asked to read some sentences with your eyes shut as though they were going across the middle of your forehead, the inside of your forehead. Now, it doesn't matter about your spelling, it is your intention that counts. It actually works better if you can actually see your sentences rather than just imagine they're there. Some people might have trouble at the beginning actually seeing them. If that's you, it is because your mind is either deeming it is unsafe or you're not worthy enough to read your sentences. So just keep telling yourself over and over again, I'm worthy enough to read my sentences, or I'm safe to read my sentences, and eventually you will actually be able to see them. It's still going to work if you just have to imagine they're there and repeat them in your mind, but it's actually working better if you can see them, because you're helping to replace limiting beliefs, and the more different ways you can get that in, reading, saying, singing, etc., it all helps. Okay, so all you need to do first of all is just sit somewhere quietly, shut your eyes, and you're just going to say, I call on the Christ light to help me. And then with your eyes shut, you're just going to read the following two sentences as though they were written across the inside of your forehead. Now the first sentence is, I am liberated and free. And then underneath, everyone is always doing their best. So I am liberated and free. Everyone is always doing their best. Is it everyone is? Everyone are? I think it's everyone is. If it's everyone are, then feel free to use that. Everyone is always doing their best. Okay, then you're going to see your sentences. They are going to go up into your mind. So see them going upwards, and see your sentences going left to right and up and down and weaving backwards and forwards, and they are creating new neural pathways in your brain, creating new beliefs in your mind. So seeing your sentences weaving around and up and down in the top of your head. I am liberated and free. Everyone is always doing their best. Just seeing your sentences, reading your sentences as they're weaving around. I am liberated and free. Everyone is always doing their best. And then you're going to see your sentences. They are going to start to spiral anti-clockwise down through your head. To see them spiraling down through your head, down through your throat, down through the center of your chest. Reading your sentences as they're spiraling down. I am liberated and free. Everyone is always doing their best. Down through the center of your belly. I am liberated and free. Everyone is always doing their best. Down through the center of your pelvis. I am liberated and free. And then your sentences are going to spiral down the gap between your legs. So see them spiraling down the gap in between your legs all the way to the ground. Everyone is always doing their best. Then when they reach the ground, you can either see them going off into the distance or down into the ground. It doesn't really matter. And then keeping your eyes shut, just repeat that with your reading your sentences. I am liberated and free. Everyone is always doing their best. And now you're going to see your sentences. They are going to come out from your mind, and you're going to spiral them up your left hand. and up your left arm. So see them spiraling up your left hand and up your left arm. Over your left elbow and up your left upper arm. When they reach your left shoulder, spiral them across the top of your back to your right shoulder, reading your sentences, I am liberated and free. When they reach your right shoulder, spiral them back to your left. Everyone is always doing their best. Then when they reach your left shoulder, again, spiral them down the left side of your body. So your chest and upper back, reading your sentences as they are spiraling down. I am liberated and free. Down your left waist. Everyone is always doing their best. Down the left side of your pelvis, I am liberated and free. Down your left thigh. Over your left knee, down your left calf. Everyone is always doing their best. And then over your left foot, and then see them going off into the ground or off into the distance. We're going to repeat that process. So with your eyes shut, I am liberated and free. Everyone is always doing their best. This time you're seeing your sentences, they're going to spiral up your right side. So see them spiraling up your right hand, up your right arm, over your right elbow and up your upper arm. When they reach your right shoulder, spiral them across to your left. I am liberated and free. When they reach your left shoulder, spiral them back to your right. Everyone is always doing their best. When they reach your right shoulder, spiral them down the right side of your body, so your chest and upper back. I am liberated and free. Down your right waist. Everyone is always doing their best. Down the right side of your pelvis. I am liberated and free. Down your right thigh. Over your right knee. Down your right calf. Everyone is always doing their best. And then over your right foot, and then off into the distance or down into the ground. Seeing your sentences again across the inside of your forehead. I am liberated and free. Everyone is always doing their best. And this time see your sentences going forward, and we just ask your sentences to be sent across all time, space, dimensions, realities and universes. And then we just finish off by just seeing your sentences written, just see your sentences written across the top of your head. So just kind of plonk them in the middle of your head, or on top of your head. I am liberated and free. Everyone is always doing their best. And then finish off with your sentences in beautiful big white letters, big white and gold letters, going across the center of your chest. I am liberated and free. Everyone is always doing their best. And then we just say thank you to the Christ light for helping. Now this technique works better if you change your sentences around. I've got some more examples, but feel free to bring in your own. It just works better if you say them in the positive tense and in the present. So I am free rather than I'm becoming free, or I'm not encapsulated or enslaved. It says I am free. You can use the word I am at the beginning. That's really helpful as well, because it just helps your I am presence. So feel free to bring your own. I've just got a few other examples. I am here on earth to master my emotions. Everything happens for a reason. I am forgiveness. I am responsible for what I experience. I choose ease and inner peace. I am a sovereign being. I am loving and gentle. I am open to receiving love and peace. I am gratitude. So although anger, we see anger as kind of a bad thing, a limiting thing, anger can actually be useful sometimes. It gets our blood pumping, it gets our adrenaline going. So anger can actually be a rocket fuel for change. It can help you not be fearful, for example. So anger can be useful if it is used appropriately. The trouble is often it isn't. It is often used inappropriately. We can take our anger out on our friends, on our family, at work, on our boss, work colleagues, etc. And when that happens, it's a bit of a problem. So we need to learn why we have anger and how to deal with anger. Now the trouble is we're not taught how to deal with anger as a child. You know, as a young child, you're taught to play nicely, don't hit other children, you know, be kind, etc., etc. So when anger does come up, as it does, you know, you have a favorite toy and your friend goes and takes it from you, or your sibling goes and puts it down the toilet, for example, then it is a normal reaction to feel anger, and we're not taught how to deal with it. So we often end up stuffing it deep inside, and then it can actually cause health problems. So it is good to teach your children how to deal with anger. One of the best ways, if you're angry and frustrated, is actually go and take it out on a pillow. Get a cushion and a pillow and go and beat it. That's a really good way if you're feeling angry and frustrated. But what you need to know about anger and frustration as an adult, has its roots in fear. It is a fear response to a threat. If, for example, you are feeling frustrated because you can't, somebody's not doing something the way you want it done, or you don't feel people's behavior is appropriate, then you can get frustrated. You can get frustrated the way things, if they're going slowly or they're not going your way. But what this means is you have fear that you can't control the outcome. You are having fear in the way things are going. You might have had a period in your life, maybe as a child, or as an adult, where you haven't been treated very well. What happens if we're not treated very well? We carry a lot of grief, and we have a lot of vulnerability in our physical heart, in our heart center, and we use anger as a protective mechanism. Okay, we don't want to be hurt again. We don't want to feel the grief, so it is easier to hit out on people to keep people away. You don't want people coming close, because then you can't be hurt. So anger in that respect is a self-protective mechanism. It has its roots again in fear. So when you are feeling angry, try and stop it right at the very beginning. Once you've actually got that anger, and it's really hard to control it. So it's much better off if you can stop it right at the very beginning. Take a step back, be an observer. Okay, what triggered it? What triggered off this anger? What fear is this bringing up for me? Put your awareness down into your heart center. If you don't know how to do that, the best way is just to imagine being in your mind and stepping into a lift or a whirlpool and taking that down into your heart center in the middle of your chest. Feel your vulnerability. Feel your grief. Feel your fear. What are you afraid of? Are you being triggered? Is your fear of rejection being triggered? That's a big one. Fear of abandonment is another big one. Is that being triggered? Fear of being hurt. Okay, these are all being triggered. So put your awareness down into your heart center. Feel what it is. And when you've worked out what it is, you can then ask God or Spirit, your healing team, the angels, Jesus, whoever you have an affinity with, to release it for you. Okay, if you have anger and you don't know why it's there, they're not really going to release it, because you need to learn the lesson. Once you've learned the lesson, you learned out why it's there, then you can ask Spirit to help you release the anger, release the fear, release the grief, whatever it is you're feeling. It's also important to note that this anger isn't actually real. It isn't actually yours, okay? It is a fear response from your ego and from your body, your inner, in other words, your inner child. You, as a divine being, you don't have anger. You, as a divine being, are just love. But you are listening and feeling this anger from your ego, from your body, from your inner child, and you actually believe it's yours. It isn't. So if you can feel it, another thing you can do is say, angels, this feeling of anger or frustration, I feel it, I honor it. It's not real and it's not mine. Please take it away. Okay, so all emotions other than love, joy, peace, bliss, gratitude, etc., they're not real. They are an illusion coming from your ego. The other time we use anger is as a distraction. Most people have our inner wounds. We were often wounded as children. We can be wounded as a child as well. So we carry this grief, we carry this hurt inside our heart center and inside our physical heart and our higher heart as well, and we don't want to feel it. So we can, instead of going inwards and feeling this pain and dealing with it, we actually use anger as a distraction because it is easier to hit out on somebody else rather than dealing with your own stuff. Okay, so it is important to know that you can deal with it, and Spirit will only give you your own feelings if you're looking into yourself. They will help you. If you ask for their help, they're going to give it to you in a way that you can cope with it. They're not going to let you be overwhelmed, okay? So you just ask Spirit for help and put your awareness down into your heart center and also into your physical heart. You can do them separately and feel what's inside. And when you feel what's inside, you can ask them to clear it for you. So another way you can deal with anger, apart from beating on your pillow when you're feeling angry, when you're not feeling angry, is to transmute the anger, stuck emotional energy, with love and peace and gratitude. So just with your eyes shut, imagine being surrounded by beautiful golden light of love, and breathe that in and breathe that down into your heart center in the middle of your chest. Then you're going to breathe it into your higher heart. Your higher heart is above your heart center, so it's at the top of your chest. Then you're going to breathe in that golden light and love into your physical heart. Once you've done that, you're going to do the same with peace. You can imagine peace being any color you like. Breathe in that peace, but try and feel the emotion of peace. Breathe in that peace, take it into your center of your chest, into your higher heart, into your physical heart. And then you're going to do the same with gratitude. Breathe in gratitude, take it down into the center of your chest, take it into your heart center, and then take it into your physical heart. And all those emotions will start to transmute the emotion of anger. Because when we feel an emotion over and over again, or feel it strong, it can become stuck emotional energy in our bodies and in our energy field. Another technique to help you deal with anger is by using gratitude. Now, gratitude helps us be open to receive, helps us appreciate what we have, helps us appreciate other people, so we don't get quite so frustrated with the way things are going, we don't get quite so frustrated with other people. So every morning when you get up, try and find 5 things to be grateful for. Every night before you go to bed, try and find 5, 10 things to be grateful for. If something happens in your life, try and be grateful for it. We actually have to learn to be grateful for all our life lessons, no matter how challenging they are. So our life lessons, we actually create everything we experience, so we need to take responsibility for what we experience. Okay, if somebody's done something to you that's really horrible, you actually created it. You might not like to know that, but you did. You created it for your soul lesson, for your soul growth. We also create what we think we deserve and what we are worthy of. So learn to there are techniques on my Facebook page. There's another talks of techniques on my Facebook page about unworthiness and undeserving. Unworthiness comes from shame, undeserving comes from guilt. So you need to deal with those emotions. The other thing you need to know is is to learn to forgive. Learn to forgive yourself and learn to forgive others. When you know that you actually created everything and somebody's just playing a role for you, it then becomes a lot easier to forgive somebody else. When you understand that everyone is doing their best, it actually becomes easier to forgive someone else and forgive yourself. And also, no matter what you've done, you know, you had a soul contract. You either had a soul contract to go through it, or you did it because you felt that's what you were worthy and deserving of. Okay, so you can use those little, use that knowledge to help you forgive yourself. Okay, so I hope that helped. Much love, many blessings from my heart to yours.